Atalanta remain a force to be reckoned with in Europe, but domestically they're yet to perform consistently this season. Their opponents Genoa are on a very bad run, sequence exacerbated by injuries to key players. And the Grifone come to Bergamo this evening low on confidence after last weekend's 3-0 home defeat to Juventus. A packed crowd, as it so often is at Gewiss Stadium. All smiles for Pierluigi Golini as he returns to his parent club. Gasperini used to coach Gilardino. This evening they are on opposite sides as Retegui and Della hope to flex their muscle in Serie A, having shown what they can do against Shakhtar on Wednesday. Atalanta against Genoa, our second game on this Serie A Saturday, is just moments away. Gasperini makes 3 changes to the 11 that beat Shakhtar. He returns to replace the injured Jim City, while Pasalic starts with Ederson needed at the back. Retegui also comes in. He leads the line against the club he left this summer. A trio of alterations for Gilardino from the home loss to Juventus. Martin comes in to relieve teenager Ahanor, while Torsby and Bohinen are needed to deputise for injured pair Bade and Frendrup. And despite only joining in January, it's Bohinen's full Genoa debut this evening. Now we pause for a minute's silence to remember Franco Chimenti, the departed president of the Italian Golf Federation. History tells us Atalanta should breeze past Genoa this evening. The Grifone are weakened by a number of injuries. It only takes one result in football to turn your season around, and Genoa will be hoping they could get a lift this evening in Bergamo. We're up and running at Gewiss Stadium. Pinamonti, important challenge from Ederson. Now Lookman, a little bit of space for him. He's got Pasalic in support. Lookman, Retegui, Ederson for De Ketelaere, and now Ederson. Lovely football this, very nearly the opener from Lookman. Atalanta toying with Genoa there, just waiting for the perfect moment to unleash a shot, and Lookman almost had another goal to his name. One of the 3 scorers against Shakhtar. Had that been a foot lower, Golini was picking it out of the net. De Ketelaere, lovely first-time ball. Retegui for Ederson. Now it's Ederson. Lookman making a run to create space for this man. Zappacosta. It is just a corner. Lookman with the corner, and that's Hien, and it's close. Rose really well there, the Sweden international. He's not only never scored for Atalanta, he's yet to find the net in Italian football. That includes his spell with his previous club, Verona. There was no one on the back post, so had that been... Golini finds Pinamonti, Vitinha couldn't make it stick. Ederson was between Retegui and Lookman. Calmly done by Golini. Bani for Miretti, and now De Winter. A little bit scrappy once more from Genoa. Not been particularly clean in the way they've beaten the press. We'll try and build out from the back. That's part of the way they play under Gilardino. Good step from Hien away from Vitinha. Then he nearly gifted possession to Pinamonti. Pasalic. Kolasinac, Ederson, lovely ball. Lookman squares it for Retegui. It's a muted celebration, understandably, but that's already goal number 5 for him since swapping Genoa for Bergamo. The one player that was surely destined to score this evening, the former Genoa man. And that's the first time Atalanta have put it together. Lovely ball from Ederson. And Retegui sensed that Lookman would put it on a plate. All about the desire to get in front of his marker. Vasquez couldn't live with him. And he's proving to be quite the shrewd signing for Gasperini and Atalanta. Only got 7 goals in Serie A last season for Genoa. He already has 5 to his name with his new club. And with that, Retegui is out on his own as capocannoniere. Confirmation that Retegui is now just pulled clear of the likes of Pulisic rather. Marcus Thuram et al. Lookman, lots of time and space for Ekhator. He can feed Lookman, who's got all the time in the world. Well played, Golini. Fabulous double save. Zappacosta, meantime. Golini's still holding his head. He was very brave. The Atalanta goalkeeper. When I say Atalanta goalkeeper, I mean in terms of who he's owned by. Playing for Genoa this evening. That was a fine save, and then he just hurled himself in the way of Lookman. Courageous keeping from Golini. But Atalanta really should be 2 up. The amount of time and space that Lookman had there was astonishing. Lookman, Retegui round the corner, Kolasinac, why not? Lovely late run from deep from the Bosnian. Curl was taking it away from goal as opposed to into the corner. But they're so good with those triangles. 1-2 for a third man running from deep. This time it was Kolasinac. Miretti with the corner. Easy for Carnesecchi, it did come off the Winter. Daron sends it in, Pasalic just had to hit the target. Perfectly timed run, gorgeous ball in. He's good from there, Pasalic. Normally pitches in with somewhere between 5 and 10 goals a season. Surprises he hasn't yet got on the score sheet. Atalanta in complete control here at Gewiss Stadium. Matteo Retegui scoring the only goal against the club that he left in the summer, Genoa. Genoa yet to test Carnesecchi between the sticks for the Bergamaschi. Gilardino with plenty to consider as this difficult run for the Grifone goes on. Lookman denied by Golini, but Atalanta in charge here. They lead by a goal to 0 at the break. Sees Bani come off and Vogliacco come on. Genoa winning at Monza, who are bottom of the league in match day 2, but Gilardino has stressed the point that this is the team that held the champions Inter on the opening day, that scored a last-minute equaliser to take a point off Roma Need to try and conjure up those efforts against another big side in the second half here, but on this evidence it's not been great. The one positive to take out of that first half performance for Genoa is they're still in the match. Atalanta had opportunities to build on their 1-0 lead. Here's Lookman. Zanoli was strong. Pasalic, good ball that for Retegui. Ederson has time and space. Ederson hits it, and here's Retegui. He's done it again. Golini at fault against his parent club. Retegui on target against his former side. He's done that twice tonight, and that's now half a dozen goals for Retegui, and it's only match day 7 of Serie A. The strike from Ederson wasn't irresistible, but Golini couldn't resist it. Retegui found Ederson initially, then he gambled on this shot from the Brazilian. He clearly came from deep, he's onside. And once Golini pushed it into his path, all he had to do was tuck it into the corner. Not good enough from Golini. And Retegui is ruthless as ever. Lookman with the free kick. Hien again is missed. Second time tonight he's had a big opportunity with his head. And he's now clattered into Vasquez as well. Great whip on it from Lookman. Ederson was right behind Hien. Might not have reached him because Vasquez was waiting to meet it. Vasquez. Genoa trying to beat the press, they haven't managed it. Hien has found Ederson. Now it's Lookman. Retegui for Ederson. What a fabulous Atalanta goal. This was absolutely hammered home. No chance on this occasion for Golini. But Atalanta now playing with a spring in their step. And their third goal comes just before the hour. Vasquez with a risky ball, he ended well, and after that it was just vintage Atalanta. Lookman for Retegui, who gets an assist to go along with his brace. And if there's been a harder shot hit in Serie A this season, I'm yet to see it. A hammer blow from Ederson. And a big teethy grin to show his delight. He's not the only one either inside Gewiss Stadium. Ederson's first league goal since April. Hien keeping Vitinha quiet meantime. Could yet get worse, this for Genoa. Second straight game in which they've trailed 3-0. It's the same scoreline against Juventus at home, albeit that was after 90 minutes. This is after 60. All the talk last night about Lukaku scoring 1 and making 2. This evening it's Retegui scoring 2 and making 1. Zanoli, well in by Kolasinac. Atalanta have shown greater desire. It's not just they have superior quality. Retegui, Kolasinac getting forward. This is Lookman. Now it's Kolasinac, and Pasalic has somehow spurned the chance for number 4. But if Genoa aren't careful, this is an Atalanta side that can score plenty. Remember a 7-0 in Turin against Torino years ago, a 7-1 here against Udinese. Both scorelines under Gasperini. It did just bobble for Pasalic, if we're being completely kind. Hien for Lookman, away by Zanoli. Zappacosta first on the scene. Can They hang one up for Retegui's head. Lukman. Pasalic. Ederson. Here's Retegui. Ederson again. That's a better save from Golini. But Atalanta really enjoying themselves. Retegui not just scoring, keeps bringing players into play. He's done it twice now with Ederson. That was a smart stop by Golini. Retegui turning into space. Moving it on for Ederson. Advantage Atalanta. Samardzic with the trickery. Still going, Samardzic! Golini did well again. Came off Vogliacco. But how potent are Atalanta? Samardzic trailing only Koopmeiners and Malinowski, two former Atalanta players, for goals from outside the box in that time frame. So clearly, it is a skill set that they actively look to recruit. Did that catch the arm there of Vogliacco? And the referee's coming across to take a look. If it catches the left wrist before his right boot, it's surely a penalty. It's in an unnatural position. Shot was very much on target. Golini did well as it was. Daniele Chifi's seen enough. Atalanta will have the chance to make it 4. Vogliacco, the second half substitute. What an evening it's been already for Retegui. Retegui to take home the match ball. A perfect night for him. He's scored a hat-trick, and it comes against the club where he burst onto the Italian scene last season. He was always going to take the penalty once it was awarded. Gilardino seeing exactly where his team's problems lie. They've been shorn of goals this season, and Retegui is now firing them in for La Dea. 7 goals from 7 rounds of Serie A fixtures for Matteo Retegui. And the Italy forward very much in form ahead of the international break. That's poor from Vitinha. Great touch from Torsby. But Atalanta have it again. Samardzic. Pasalic is through the middle. Here he is. Now Retegui, lovely ball. Zaniolo, and still it's caught the outside of the post. That would have been a hugely popular goal scorer. But again, Retegui just playing a fabulous ball into space here for Zaniolo. He's got 3 goals and an assist, Retegui. That would have been a roll in all 5. But Zaniolo was just a fraction offside. It wouldn't have stood. Samardzic with the corner, away by Vasquez. Martin de Roon! Can this night get any better? Can this night get any better? Second in appearances in club history. The captain has poured a volley into the corner. Genoa didn't get it clear. Vasquez straight to Ederson. Golini will have seen it late. And that is flawless technique from Martin Ederson. It's his first goal since May 2023. And boy, oh boy, was it worth the wait. But here is Ekhator. That's a great moment for the 17-year-old. Jeff Ekhator, who won't become an adult until November, well fed by Melegoni of all people. Melegoni out of the club's plans in the summer. Ekhator, a promising kid from the academy. It's no clean sheet for Atalanta. It is just a consolation for Genoa, but it might be the first of many for Gewiss Ekhator, his first goal in senior football. Melegoni, one back by Kolasinac. Zaniolo, Samardzic, Kolasinac, couldn't get there. This is Samardzic, Kolasinac, behind Samardzic. Zaniolo shifts it and shoots straight at Golini. Now the flag goes up. The Atalanta that we've come to appreciate over the last few years under Giampiero Gasperini, ruthless in the final third, insatiable thirst for goals. Gilardino's Genoa beaten heavily again. Martin de Roon was the man who got the fifth, the pick of the bunch as well, with a beautiful volley. But it's all about Retegui tonight. The former Genoa striker scored a hat-trick to take his tally to 7 goals from as many games. Genoa really struggling this season in Serie A. Atalanta appear on their way back to their best. This was as one-sided as they get. It ends at Gewiss Stadium. Atalanta 5, Genoa 1.